Hey everybody, Murray Gusseck here. I want to share some more wisdom about molar motions with you, and we're going to be talking about different grips and how practicing with different grips actually will help you gain some awareness and some facility with the molar stroke if you're interested in learning about that type of stroke. To start it off, molar stroke looks something like this. A lot of people call those molar threes. They're groupings of three starting with an accent and two rebounds. Or, and sped up you've got this. A really smooth circular way of playing that increases your endurance, is great for your chops, and believe it or not, it's actually a fairly low impact way of playing. So it may seem like really fast, it may look like I'm playing hard, but I'm not playing very hard. So it's a really beautiful motion, and I think it's beneficial to practice no matter what style of drumming you like to use. I think it will be beneficial for your muscles and your endurance no matter what you do. Anyways, so one way I like to practice this this type of thing is if you saw there's some arm motion going and there's some different angles of my wrist. Okay, once again. Or you can see this arm flapping in and out like a chicken, and having to work the left hand kind of up and down an axis of motion that's pretty different. Okay, so for the right hand, that's what we're going to concentrate on right now. And what I like to do is I like to train my hand in all three of the different match grip positions. Okay, and those would be the French grip. That's where it's a thumb and first finger fulcrum, and the thumb is on top. Your angle comes in like this, everything is relaxed, and the thumb is on top. And there's a lot of different ways you can practice that. I've got a good exercise for doing that in my tutorial package on Tapspace called Salutations. You can look for that. It gives you a lot of finger and wrist development exercises. But anyways, any pattern will do, ba-da-da-da-da-da, or some double beat or something like that. Then you're going to want to work the American grip, where the stick is not completely in like this. It's more in the sort of the conventional way of holding the stick in match grip. It's a little bit of an angle to the hand. It's not completely flat. It's not completely sideways. It's right in the middle. And the stick is generally an extension of the forearm. Okay, so again, working basic patterns. Okay. For the rest of the demonstration here, we'll stick to threes because that's kind of a good way to practice the molar stroke. And lastly, the German grip. And the German grip, the hand goes flat out to the ground here, and there is a little bit of an angle between the stick and the forearm. Okay, so it's not like this. Okay, it's a natural, healthy, ergonomic position for the hand to be in. And there's almost a little bit of a rotation, similar to the way some bass drummers like to use a rotation to play onto a sideways bass drum. It's a little bit like that. So, in review, you've got French grip, you've got American grip, and you've got German grip. Okay, now the trick is, when you feel good about all those different grips and you've got a true bounce that goes straight off the pad surface with each of those positions, your wrist should now have some flexibility that it might not have had before because it's used to playing with a bunch of different axes of rotation. So the molar stroke kind of combines all of those, and so if I want to get into some molar from here, I'll stick with threes and I'll go, let's say, up to the French grip. But now, in the course of those three notes, I'm gonna push out to all the different grips. it's not something that's necessarily needs to be calculated. It's just a motion to go after. Push your hand out that way. It's a very comfortable way to play. And even though I'm not doing the straight molar triplets, I'm doing 16th note bass rhythms. That's a great way to not die if you're a jazz drum set player and you got to do some fast bop patterns. Ding 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 ding. You can survive way longer by having that circular motion into the mix. If you do want to go after the straight molar triplets, you can combine the concepts here and make an exercise that goes from the duple threes and then throw in, like, let's say 2 triplets at the end there. See if you can get the reset happening quick enough. I call the reset what is happening in the space. Reset, reset. Whoops. So every time I come back in, that's kind of my reset. So when I have one 16th note of space, it's not too hard. But when I have no space, that's where you have to have things really dialed in, and nothing beats just doing it over and over again. But these concepts of practicing the 3 different grips first and then trying to meld them into that motion has helped me a lot. The last thing that I'll say that was a tip that I wish somebody told me at the beginning of trying to learn this for myself is that the one thing that stays really constant, because your arm's moving around and your wrist is turning all over the place, is that your fulcrum has to be consistent. Okay, you can use either the thumb and first finger or the thumb and the third finger fulcrum. That's my third finger. This is my first finger. You can really use either depending on your preference. Some days one works better than the other for me. But whatever the case, you have to have it consistent. So, and that goes especially true for the left hand as well. If you got a mushy fulcrum, forget about it. It's not going to happen. So as you go slow, you don't have to hold on too tightly. But as you get faster, that fulcrum better lock down in stride with the speed. Okay, or it'll fall apart on you. So anyways, few tips on molar for you. Hope you like them. And